Hey, greetings, salutations, and good morning, sports fans. What's going down? It's good to be up on a Tuesday. Terrific to have you in. Thank you for waking up with us here on your hometown sports source, the Fan Sports Network. Coming at you on YouTube, the Fan Sports Network live stream, the mobile app, or, of course, over the airwaves, 99.5 or 95.3 in St. George, 93.1 in Cedar, 1400 in Parowan, even 99.9 HD3 if you got the HD tuner in your rig. Devin, Dixon, Paulie Ratliff, and Paulie, we are loaded today.
Loaded, yes.
Loaded today. We are closing in on the draft, so we're going to talk some draft. We've got a big high school baseball game tonight we'll preview for you. Rematch of the state championship. Snow Canyon Crimson tonight live, 7 o'clock, Fan Sports Network. We'll break it down for you. Paulie and I will be there tonight over at Snow Canyon High.
Yes.
You fired up for that one?
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to seeing two of the best in the state go at it.
Yeah.
Should be great.
Yeah, Crimson trying to track down Snow Canyon in the standings and in the rankings right now, but they are the defending champs. So a lot of storylines in that one, to say the least. We also have a lot of Utah Tech stuff. We're going to get to that right out of the gate here in just a second. We've got a new women's basketball coach. We'll tell you who. Paulie and I are going to go to the introductory press conference this afternoon and meet the new coach when they officially introduce to the community. Knights Mammoth game 2 tonight, so we're going to preview that, get everybody ready to rock for that one tonight from the Fortress in Las Vegas. Also, Justin Jefferson comments. Everybody's taking note of what he had to say at the Vikings press conference yesterday, talking about the quarterback room and maybe a subtle shot taken at J.J. McCarthy, who, Jefferson took under his wing. We'll get into that as well. But we start with the best thing from last night, and it was really easy to decide today. Not hard at all. Probably one of the easiest things that I've decided on. Sometimes I can struggle with decisions, Paulie. Sometimes I'm like, well, it could be this or it could be that. But the Utah Tech baseball team last night really made this easy. And what a season it's shaping up to be right now. They notched their 25th win of the campaign.
Yeah.
At Utah Valley over the weekend in WAC play, mopped them up, swept them off the field. 3-game sweep. Stay up there last night to play BYU. BYU had beaten Utah Tech down here at the Bruce. And revenge last night for the Trailblazers as they get it done. Unbelievable performance last night. We've got some of the highlights for you as Tech pours it on, Paulie. I mean, pours it on. How about this? Let's get to this one. This one is a shot, Oppo Field shot for Miller Durham. And this is how it sounded last night. Now, this is, I think, Dave McCann on the call. And I got two things playing, I think, at once here. I don't think I got the audio on that one. Why not?
I don't know.
That's going to drive me wild. Anyway, for anybody watching the show, this is Oppo home run for Durham. And you could see left fielder for the Cougars watching that one fly away. That 3-run home run made it 7-0. 7-0 as he goes around the bases for his 7th home run of the year. And the Blazers go on to win and beat BYU last night. How about them apples, Paulie?
That's big time. Anytime you can beat an in-state foe, especially a Big 12 team, that's really in the mix in the Big 12 baseball standings. So it's going to be a fun year for BYU, but it was halted last night temporarily. They're they've been really running hot. So good for Utah Tech getting that win. Offense came out to play and, just another great pitching performance. And they continue to roll right along in the WAC at 5-1. So
and the
that's
defense,
the important game.
And the defense, too. This is a double play. Ryan Crapel making a double play. Hot shot to the hot corner. Give it a listen. Yeah, love that. Love that. Not the best audio, just grabbing these off the Utah Tech Twitter feed from last night via the ESPN Plus broadcast.
Yeah.
But one more. I'll try to play one more. See if I can get this one dialed in.
There you go, buddy.
Petey. How about Petey? Petey Soto, Crimson Cliffs. Let's take a look at this one.
Yeah.
There you go, Petey. There you go, Petey.
Yeah.
He raking.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, he made a couple of gems defensively too last night. Oh my goodness, he made a couple of gems. Let me see if I got that one. I think I've got it. This was Petey, and you hopefully if you're watching, you'll be able to see this. This is a great web gem for Petey Soto. Ooh, man. Petey Soto Jr. flashing the leather. How good is he defensively, Paulie?
Yeah,
and then
really good.
Obviously got it done offensively last night as well, as BYU goes down to Utah Tech. So now in the same season, Coach Fate and the Blazers have knocked off UNLV and BYU. They unfortunately did not get to play. Oh, it's still playing, isn't it? Unfortunately, that Utah game was canceled. They still have a return trip up to play the Utes.
Yeah.
Where they could notch a third big-time in-state or regional win against a bigger Division I school and institute. UNLV, BYU, can they add a third? We'll see. We'll see. This team's rolling. Is this a regional team? Is this an NCAA run type of team? You know, they have 3 guys on this roster that could be drafted after their junior season. Ryan Crapel, Kyle McDaniel, and Petey Soto Jr. It's not crazy to think all those, and Fate wants them back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he knows that that's kind of when guys turn pro after their junior season. They go in that draft, and I wouldn't be shocked if at least a couple of them test the draft waters.
See where they're at as far as the draft process goes. But yeah, I mean, obviously Coach Fadenauer would like them back, but if it's the time for them to go and their projections look good to them, maybe they do end up going. But it'd be nice to have all 3 of those guys back next year. 27 wins now. They got 24, 25, 26 against UVU, and then 27 last night against BYU. I think I said 25 earlier, but they got 27 wins. They go to Cal Baptist this weekend and play the Lancers. Yeah.
Which is always kind of a rivalry game down in Riverside. 3-game set will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
And then they do have UNLV again at the Bruce next Tuesday. They don't play at Utah until May 12th, but they still have, some big series coming up. Cal Baptist, Tarleton State, UT Arlington, and then they finish up senior weekend will be against Abilene Christian. So Tarleton, Abilene are at home. They got to go to Cal Bap and to UT Arlington. So those are the WAC series games remaining. Yeah. Oh, I forgot they've already beaten Washington State too. Remember last week, midweek, they beat Wazoo.
Yeah.
So
big win.
They've got the 3 big D1 wins, and they're looking for, UNLV again, maybe Utah again. And this could be one of those special seasons. The regionals, maybe the super regionals. What about the College Baseball World Series out in Omaha, Nebraska? Is that crazy talk, Paulie? I mean, at least the regionals.
Yeah, regionals.
And then if you're hot with this team, I think the supers could be in the cards. I don't think that's crazy. The College World Series would take a red hot team, and they'd have to really get some superior pitching. The hitting is there, but they're winning a lot of shootout games right now.
They are.
So I don't know. I don't know if I can say College World Series unless the staff just gets really dialed in. That might be a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, the pitching staff's got to be nails in those back-to-back-to-back type style tournament games. So, yeah, it'd be a tough task, but we saw UVU play Oregon in a regional just a couple years ago with Landon Fry, the old show friend. And they gave them all they could handle out there in Eugene. I think they beat them in a 3-game set.
You're right.
If I remember correctly. So, yeah, I mean, it can be done.
It can be done.
It definitely can be done. So.
You got to believe.
Got to believe. That's
you got to believe, Paulie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had this much fun covering Utah Tech baseball in a while.
Or athletics in general. Basketball had a great season. Obviously, they fell short in the WAC tournament, but had one of the better years in recent memory. Baseball trending up. I just think it's a good time for Utah Tech athletics. And now, obviously, introducing the next piece of the women's hoops program to lead them into the Big Sky era. So in Adam Wardenberg. So looking forward to getting to know him a little more. He comes from, looks like the Air Force Academy, among other stops. So I think he brings some, a different look for the women's team, which has been struggling the last couple of years. I could put it that way simply, but I think that Wardenberg could be a nice, fresh take for the women's team.
Yeah. I mean, look, we got the press release middle of the day yesterday from the sports information department down there, Steve Johnson and company, and the quote from Coach Wardenberg: "I could not be more excited to be the next head coach at Utah Tech University." He thanked Ken Beazer for the opportunity. He said, "St. George's is a special place to me, and I can't wait to build the women's basketball team in a championship contender in the Big Sky."
Yeah.
He said, "I look forward to building a strong foundation and a championship culture. We will play a brand of basketball that the community will love to watch. We will play hard every day, work to become the team that the community will be proud of. Can't wait to get started at Utah Tech. Go Trailblazers." That was the quote in the press release. He is going to be introduced, him and the family, formally today at 1:30 on the 4th floor of the Greater Zion football stadium press box.
Nice. And he does have ties to Utah.
Yeah.
He graduated from Utah State, coincidentally, in 2013. So he's definitely been in the state, knows the area, probably has recruiting connections in this area as well. So I'd like to see the progression of the hoops team, the women's hoops team, take the next step. And I think Wardenberg might be the guy to do that.
Yeah. He was the associate head women's coach at the Air Force Academy out in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
They had 2 WNIT appearances and made it to the 2026 Mountain West Conference Tournament Championship game. He was credited with installing a potent zone defense that was 9th in the NCAA in steals per game at 11.2 and 10th in bench points.
Nice.
Both of which led the WAC. Prior to that, he was at UVU, SVU. He was one season SVU women. He led the Knights out there it's Buena Vista, right?
Yes.
Buena Vista.
Yes, Buena Vista.
Have you been there?
Beautiful Southern Virginia, baby.
Yeah. 21-6 record. That's a D3 Hoops.com Mid-Atlantic Coach of the Year that season.
Wow, look at that.
So,
got some accolades to his name for sure.
Obviously he spent some time coaching the men as well. Spent some time at CSI, like you said, Utah State. His wife, Tristan, are the parents of 3 daughters, Blakely, Emery, Indy, and 1 son, Brooks. So Adam Wardenberg, the new women's basketball coach, Utah Tech.
That's
newest faculty member.
Looking forward to meeting them.
Today, 1:30. It's free to attend. Public is welcome to come. And it'll be live streamed if you can't make it on Trailblazer Sports Vision as well on the YouTube page. Links will be up on UtahTechTrailblazers.com. So baseball beats BYU last night. Big win for Coach Phaetonauer and the new coach announced of the women's basketball team. Final score in that game last night, 9-4. Utah Tech beating the Cougars up there at Miller Park. That's such a great place to play a game, too. I love that ballpark. But they jumped out 3-0, and then that behind that 3-run home run from Miller Durham was 7-0 after 2 full innings, and never really looked back. Nice job for Coach Fate and the boys. A big day for Petey Soto in the glove and 3 for 4 at the plate.
Yeah.
Hudson Manwaring a 3-hit night. Crapel goes 2 for 4. Petey Soto, Finnegan Stewart multi-hit game. Just everybody top to the bottom of the lineup contributing. Huge win for the Blazers. All right, we're off and running. Lots to get to when we come back. Draft picks that are busts over the last 50 years. I'll tell you who made the list. This came out just this morning. And then Paulie and I will look into our crystal ball, and we will draft picks that are guaranteed absolute locks in this draft to become a star.
Yeah. I like that.
Later in the show, lots to get to still. Knights Mammoth tonight. Crimson at Snow Canyon on the baseball diamond. Ton to preview, plus the other Region 9 games. We are loaded on a Tuesday. We'll even do some Name That Price later in the show. Glad you're locked in. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be right back to the Findlay Hyundai Studios after a quick timeout. Hey, we're back, everybody. Good to have you in Finley Hyundai Studios on a Tuesday. I'm pushing all the buttons.
Yeah.
A little Metallica for you.
Yeah, that's good stuff
You
here.
know, Tara doesn't play enough Metallica on the show. She'll be back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, she will.
Tara on vacation, her son's birthday.
Yes, till tomorrow.
Yes. Fired up. Let's talk some draft as we are closing in on it, right? Like Thursday, first round. Let's go. I'm all fired up for the NFL draft. Real quickly, I don't want to get lost in this list, but I saw this list, the 50 biggest busts in the last 50 years. And the one thing that caught my attention with this list, and this is on usatoday.com on their sports section.
Yeah.
One quarterback exited the list. I'm pretty sure you could guess who.
One quarterback exited. Yeah.
Not a bust anymore.
Yes.
Not labeled a bust anymore. Just won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks.
That's right.
Sam Darnold was on the list of
As he should have been.
big busts.
He should have been.
But he's worked his way. Will you win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And
It'll
only
take
lose,
you off the bus
It'll
list.
take you off the bus list. Look what he did in Minnesota, then he backed it up in Seattle.
Yes. But what about New York and Carolina? He was a bust then. He was a bust.
He was considered a late bloomer, also known as a bust.
That's right, a late bloomer.
I mean, what is exactly an NFL bust? I mean,
a guy that has high expectations that sucks. I think it's pretty simple.
it's more complicated than you think.
Okay.
In the league's current environment, especially at critical positions like quarterback. I mean, you know, you put these biggest draft busts out.
Yes.
And yeah, Sam Darnold landed on it, but I always thought of him as a promising, sometimes effective player that didn't have the supporting cast that he needed, especially early in his career in New York. I mean, there wasn't a lot of talent with the Jets and the Panthers at the start of his career.
Yes.
But the cool thing about it is good players can overcome their circumstances, and Sam Darnold has done that. And, you know, you got to give Kevin O'Connell a lot of credit for turning him into a Pro Bowler. And then you look at John Snyder in the front office believing him, and 1 year later he takes the Seahawks to a Super Bowl. Is that not the best free agent signing of all last year, Sam Darnold to the Seahawks? And nobody really thought much of it.
Well, he was a third overall pick. So
Correct.
There's a lot of expectations that come with that. And when you start your career off going with your touchdown to interception ratio 17-15, 19-15, 9-11, 9-13 in your first 4 years, you're going to get talked about as a bust with completion percentage all under 60 throughout those years.
Yeah.
So he was not very good at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, no,
That's
I get
a fact.
it. I get it. I get it. But he's off the list now.
He's off the list now.
It's interesting because in Minnesota, where they're focusing on a basketball series right now, and the Minnesota Wild, who are, you know, up 1-0 against the Dallas Stars.
1-1.
Or 1-1, they lost last night. They won 6-1 game one, lost last night. But you got to be thinking about what's going on with your quarterback situation now, because you brought in J.J. McCarthy, and he has failed so far to fill Sam Darnold's void.
Yeah.
And the Vikes now have brought in Kyler Murray, whose career is kind of in bust mode territory. And can they regurgitate who's going to win that job? So there's a lot going on in Minnesota right now. Here is what Justin Jefferson had to say. He was talking to the media yesterday. This is Jefferson. He's in the building. They're doing what are they doing? Just their spring workouts and stuff. And this is what Justin Jefferson had to say. Give this a listen.
the spark.
Yeah.
We need a spark. That's a shot at JJ. There was no spark with JJ McCarthy. He was hurt his whole rookie year and then didn't do anything last year.
Yeah.
In and out of the lineup, hurt again, ineffective. Jefferson's body language said it all. I thought Justin Jefferson handled the situation well. He took JJ under his wing. They were out on the town, going to Timber Pup games and watching the NBA, and he's sitting courtside with his new quarterback, and he's trying to get reps, I'm sure, on the side end. But JJ didn't throw him a lot of 50-50 balls, Paulie, that he could go get. And he needs stats. He needs to eat. He needs to still be one of the. He watching Puka Nacua and Jackson Smith-Njigba starting to rise and catch a lot more passes than he caught last year because they got better quarterback play. Not exactly all Justin Jefferson's fault. So he wants a guy. He doesn't care. Justin Jefferson doesn't care if it's JJ or if it's Kyler. He wants a guy.
He does.
Everybody that plays wide receiver in the NFL wants a quarterback that'll feed him the ball.
Is it too early to call JJ a bust?
If he loses the job to Kyler Murray, no. No, but I
Okay.
think we got to wait till training camp finishes and the start of the season. So yes, today,
'Cause
but
I remember I
September
was-
6th, no.
Because I remember when I was seeing the inklings last year that Anthony Richardson wasn't going to start. Before he even wasn't going to start and Daniel Jones was named the starter, I said that Anthony Richardson has probably played his last significant time as a starter. He might spot start. He might get into.
And I thought you were a little early on that. But it's looking pretty accurate.
He's
at this point.
requesting a trade
Yes.
as of now.
So the
he's-
writing is on the
He has
wall.
played his last down as a starter with the Colts. Will he latch on somewhere else and develop over the years and be a Geno Smith, Sam Darnold? Maybe. I don't know. I would bet against it. I think he's just a combine freak. He's a bust, in my opinion. Kenny Pickett, another bust. Like, I'm just going through the drafts of the past years. Bryce Young. Is it, he showed a little bit last year. They went to the playoffs.
That's why I said the quarterback position is the hardest. It's a little more complicated than just.
Well, the
you're
Panthers
great or
have
you're
to
a bust.
decide if they want to pick. They picked it up, the 5th-year option, but it puts Carolina in a really tough spot. If Bryce Young didn't have the year he had last year and they go to the playoffs, say they go 7-10 and miss the playoffs, are you picking up Bryce Young's 5th-year option?
Yeah, I mean,
After 4 years of not making the playoffs and being just average at best?
I mean, tell me all the stars that he's throwing to. How good of offense, of weapons does he have around him? They're still rebuilding that team.
I get it. I understand. But, when
They've missed on some receivers in the draft, too, if you want to get technical with the Carolina Panthers.
That's right.
I mean,
but you got to see more. You got to see more than just glimpses, I think, when you're talking about a quarterback and labeling him a bust. I think that Sam Darnold gave you that. He gave you some glimpses throughout his career, but no one really valued him, and he went to some bad teams.
They finally drafted a quarterback I love last year. Remember how high I was on Tet McMillan?
Yeah.
And then look what happens. Bryce Young has a better season. So I think everything hinges on this season. Now that he's got a running mate, they've got a decent run game, they've got some stability in ownership and coaching staff now. This is the telling year
It's
for
a big
Bryce
contract
Young.
to pay.
100%.
Huge contract, and you got to be really
and
confident
they saw
in giving
what
it to
Tampa
him.
Bay. They saw what Miami did with Tua.
I know.
And that backfired.
And this could backfire. I'm not a believer really in Young. I think he had his best year last year, but still his years before
Were
that.
you a bigger believer in Bryce Young going into last season, or were you a bigger believer
coming out? I was definitely
in
coming
Dolphins
out.
quarterback Tua?
Oh, I thought you were saying after the season.
Comparatively speaking.
I don't know. I think Tua's had better years. Like, ceiling for Tua might be higher than Bryce Young. Bryce Young's best season is 23 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
Yeah.
Pretty pedestrian number.
Yeah, I know, but
It's a 2-1,
Carolina
I know,
hasn't
but-
been a dynamic team.
And they ran the ball a ton. Like, when teams run the ball primarily, like Rico Dowdle had a career year last year. The reason he did is because they weren't confident to throw all the time with Bryce Young. They just hammered the ball down up the gut, off guard, off tackle.
Yeah, but I'm not ready. I mean, the biggest bust of all time at the quarterback is either
Jamarcus
Ryan
Russell.
Leaf or Jamarcus Russell.
I would go Russell. I mean, I know you're a Washington State guy, so Leaf probably it's hard saying that he was a bust for you, I'm sure, but he was, right?
I met Ryan Leaf in college.
Yeah, he was a nice guy, I bet. That was a joke. I bet he was a D-bag.
I mean, if you like the guy that would, bring a 6-pack and drink them all and then start bumming beers all night. That was Ryan Leaf in college.
Yeah. Well, he had the BMOC, a title with him, so he could probably request a couple beers from a lowly student like yourself.
Oh, my gosh.
He's a starting
He
QB.
ain't getting none of my coldies. You get your own barley pops, bro.
Yeah. He's a starting QB. You got to hook him up.
You think Jamarcus is a bigger bust than Ryan Leaf all time? What about Tony Mandridge?
I would probably go with Russell. Russell was, I just remember when I was young, he played Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl against Brady Quinn. It was like the matchup to see who was going to be drafted higher, Brady Quinn or Jamarcus Russell. Ooh. And LSU absolutely beat the brakes off Notre Dame. And I thought, this Russell guy, he's got a cannon arm. He's accurate. He's got all the tools. And then no one really knew about his character. Apparently he was drinking lean and doing drugs and all kinds of stuff throughout his college days. And it transpired into his pro career. And he got real big, like gained a bunch of weight, if you remember that.
He got really big. That whole 07 draft.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn, Kevin Kolb, John Beck, Drew Stanton. I mean, all those guys got taken way too early for what their careers ended up being. None of those guys are in the league anymore.
John Beck, great BYU legend, but he played for the Skins for
some years. You know who else was in that draft?
No good.
Calvin Johnson, Joe Thomas, Adrian Peterson, Patrick Willis, Marshawn Lynch, Darrell Revis.
Yeah. They had some good players.
I mean,
but the quarterback is valued above all other positions.
The Raiders could have took any of those other guys.
Robert Gallery, right? Is that
Instead,
who
they took Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, Russell, that's right.
But they could have taken Calvin Johnson, Joe Thomas, Adrian Peterson, those Marshawn Lynch, Darrell Revis. All those guys had great careers.
Yeah.
Elsewhere. That's the point. That's why
I get you.
I'm trying to back up your point. You think Jamarcus is a bigger bust than Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, I think Jamarcus, I think the painkiller thing with Ryan Leaf and the drug thing, too, played a factor in both of their careers, obviously.
The Chargers had their hand forced with Leaf because if you remember,
Peyton didn't want to go.
Peyton was taken first overall by the Colts.
Well, he was putting out messages that he wasn't going to go anywhere but Indy. The same thing Eli did, I think, when he made the trade happen between the Giants and the Chargers.
I know, but I mean, the Bulls set themselves back for years by taking Ryan Leaf. He went 4 wins, 14 losses in only 18 starts. His passer rating, 48.8, Paulie.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I mean, and what cements him, in my opinion, is the San Diego Chargers paid to swap the initial 3 pick and get Arizona's spot at 2.
Yeah.
So they moved up to get him.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, when you're talking bad and worse, it's kind of hard to decipher. But Jamarcus Russell's 2009 season is one for the books. 123 out of 250, which is good for 49.2% passing completion percentage. 1,287 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions before the plug was ultimately pulled in 2009. But yes, I think Russell and Leaf jockeying like 2 horses running down the final stretch of the Kentucky Derby, just one in front of the other, like who's worse?
Leaf's rookie season, he started 9 games, played in 10. He threw for 1,289 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions.
Okay, so that's worse than the 3 and 11. So maybe Leaf is worse. Leaf was before my era.
You don't really remember how bad Ryan Leaf was.
Jamarcus was right in the heart of it, because Raider Nation was pumped. They had their new, brand new toy that they wanted to roll out.
Ryan was 111 out of 245. I mean, that wasn't. He threw for 1 yard, had 4 turnovers against Kansas City in week 3, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbled. Craig Wheelahan benched him in that game. I mean, it was bad, Paulie. in 1998. And Leaf obviously had a rough road and, you know, got picked up a couple times on some, you know, what was he doing? Stealing somebody's prescription drugs or something. But he's since turned his life around. He's now in the broadcast booth, and I kind of root for that guy.
Yeah,
I
like
what's the show that season 2 is going to come about the quarterback on TV? Oh my gosh, it's I can see the guy right here. He changes his face and he was going to win the Heisman and he blew the big game and then he punched the mascot and then he finds out this little college is looking for a quarterback, so what's the heck in the name of that show? That's what Ryan Leaf's trying to do with his life. He's just not going back and playing football anymore.
Yeah, and he obviously had a detailed past with opiates and stuff like that, which really
a lot of NFL players, though, playing through the pain.
Sure, I understand. And a lot of people look to different alternatives, but Jamarcus Russell, I looked it up. July 5th, 2010, he was arrested for possession of the purple drink or lean codeine syrup without a prescription. And that happened at his home in Mobile, Alabama during an undercover investigation. I think he just had problems. He just had problems, as did Leaf, and it leads to the ultimate bust in NFL draft history. It's sad because you want to see everybody reach their potential, and both those guys had great potential by the way they played throughout their college careers, but just not the way it played out in the NFL. Just two epic busts that I can recall. Obviously, Leaf wasn't as much of an impact on my viewing career. I didn't really see much of his exploits in the NFL or college, but Jamarcus Russell burned in my memory as one of the biggest busts of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, Chad Powers was the football movie that I was trying to reference on Hulu. And that was the one. I like the sports movies on they need more of those. Like Stick with Owen Wilson, the golf. Great.
Yeah.
I think they're making another season. Chad Powers, can't wait for season 2. Ted Lasso, we need more of that. More of that. Come on. The other big busts all time. I know we're gonna have to take a break here, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the other part of this segment, which we were gonna get to, is the guaranteed locks not to be a bust in this year's draft. Tony Mandrich, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Jeff George, Lawrence Phillips.
George. Wow.
Colts trading John Elway.
Oh, who was the
Robert Griffin III?
Oh, okay. What about Heath Schuler? Does he make that list?
Chase Young,
2 skins. I'm looking for Heath Schuler, one of the biggest busts. Quarterback, Tennessee. I think he was like the 5th it was before 2000. I think this list is just 2000, right?
Yeah.
Heath Schuler was another bust.
Guys threatening not to play for teams when they don't want to go there. I mean, it's sometimes can drive a fan base crazy, but over history, we've seen it work out and we've seen it backfire on teams. We've seen it both ways. It's been good for the player. It's been bad for the player. The Seahawks in 1977 were going to take Tony Dorsett, and he threatened not to play there, and they didn't get anybody for him.
Well, there was the huge thing with Elway.
The Colts trading Elway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the 30 for 30 on that whole draft is insane. 1983.
But the Colts' decision to draft John Elway number 1 in 83, I mean, his talent obviously justified that selection. But I think the team brass should have taken Elway seriously when he threatened to play pro baseball than rather play for the Baltimore Colts. And in the end, he ended up having a Hall of Fame career in Denver while the Colts got left. I don't even know who the quarterback was instead. Couldn't even tell you who the quarterback was for the Baltimore Colts in 1984 season.
I don't think they even went. I don't think they went with a.
Well, they drafted Elway, but then he went pro.
Yeah.
And so they ended up walking on him, and then he has a career after baseball with Denver, and he's a Hall of Famer.
Chris Hinton.
Chris Hinton
was selected fourth by Denver and traded for Elway.
Yeah. Anyway, send us your thoughts. Biggest draft bust of all time. Hit us up on the text line, 435-990-9950. Got to take a break. When we come back, locks in this year's draft that we think are surefire superstars. Maybe potential future Hall of Famers. That's how we're going to frame this up. Then later in the show, nice mammoth tonight. We'll get into that. Game 2 from the Fortress. Reed Seacrest, Snow Canyon Skip, going to stop by the show. Big one, rematch of the state championship series. Snow Canyon hosting Crimson tonight. It's our Boulevard home game of the week. We'll have it for you at 7 o'clock right here on the Fan Sports Network. Paulie and I will be there for that game. You can watch it on our YouTube page, KSLSports.com, or, of course, listen if you're out and about on the radio. Anyway, back in a flash. Be back after a quick message from our great local partners. Show today brought to you by Wilkinson's House of Lighting. Lighting it up since 1946. Serving contractors and open to the public. Homeowners, go check out all their lights, fans, and home decor at Wilkinson's over there by Fiesta Fun. Hey, we are never sold out. Always FREE free for you to listen. Devin, Dixon, Paul Ratliff. Tara should be back in tomorrow, I believe. She's her or someone went to Florida to get scuba certified for his birthday.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Kind of a fun birthday trip.
That is a cool birthday trip.
Yeah. No question about it.
Yeah.
Today's show brought to you by our good friends at Soda Diet and Nutrition. And Paulie, I started the journey 2 weeks ago with soda, and I'm absolutely learning some unbelievable nutritional tips, how to eat clean, how to eat healthy, how to burn fat, and I am down to 179 this morning.
There you go.
178.9 this morning, and started at 185. So losing 3 pounds a week the last 2 weeks, and they say guys should lose 3 to 5. Now I only got about 5 or 6 more pounds to get to my target weight. So I'm loving, I didn't have as much to lose or let go of as other people have. I mean, you can choose your path. If you need to lose 25 to 50, 50 plus, 80 plus, no matter where you're starting at, they will build a plan designed for you. And I'll tell you, the Soda Diet Reset is, it's tough the first 2 weeks. Paul, you went through it. It's tough. It's you have to be disciplined. But man, feeling lighter fast, feeling in control, doing the metabolic reset, the nutritionists, the calls, the accountability, the food journal. I've never kept a food log in my life. And it's hard to put in there a greasy hamburger. You can't do it. You just can't do it. So do what I'm doing. Real food, no shots, no gimmicks, no extremes, no drugs. Summer's coming. And look, I mean, you're going to spend money on weight loss in some way, shape, or form. Do something different. Don't spend on the medications and the gimmicky programs or the quick fixes. Soda is an investment that ends, but the results don't. So go to Soda Diet and Nutrition. They got a spring special. You join and your partner joins for free. This deal will not last much longer. 2 for the price of 1. You can go on the journey with someone. My wife is on the journey with me. That's been really helpful. Soda Diet and Nutrition.com, or you can pick up the old telly and give them a buzz. People still do like to call on the phone. I know it's old fashioned. 866-800 SOTA, 866-800-SODA. Join us for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Let's get into guaranteed locks to be superstars in this year's draft, Paulie. Who is the one guy among all others that you are sold completely hooked on that's going to be great in the National Football League in this year's draft class?
Yeah, I got one on offense, one on defense. Probably my favorite overall player is the defensive player. It's going to be David Bailey. That's my guy. I think he proved that he was a great player throughout the season. 14.5 sacks for Texas Tech last year. Wreaked havoc. I mean, everyone remembers the game he had against the Utes where he just demolished that great offensive line that they had. I love David Bailey, 4.5 40, a big man running that fast. He's an incredible athlete. So I'm going to go David Bailey as one of them. We can't miss. I think he will be a Pro Bowl, all-pro type player for multiple years. So I'm going to go with David Bailey from Texas Tech as my can't miss prospect.
Okay. I'm torn with my can't miss between 2 guys. One's a little bit more of a flyer, and the other one's the number 1 pick in the draft, Fernando Mendoza.
Wow.
And the only thing holding me back on Mendoza is the Kirk Cousins signing. Now, I was defending that signing by the Raiders, saying, hey, you bring him in as a mentor, you bring him in as a backup plan there to tutelage and train and get in the year and get in the war room and get in the film room and do all the things and help Mendoza. Mendoza proved a lot to me winning a natty at Indiana.
Yeah.
Like Indiana.
It's rare.
That's a basketball school, Paul.
It's impossible nearly, it felt like, but it was done.
I mean, and he's such an shucks, gosh darn it, I can't believe we did it. I want to thank God, my teammates, and my parents. I mean, he's just this hard-working, down-home, good old boy that is, I find refreshing.
Yeah.
And so there is a lot of pressure that comes with the pick. The Raiders have been on the wrong side of some bad draft picks in recent years and in the old days. You can go back to Jamarcus Russell if you want to.
Sure.
We just spent a whole segment talking about that blown number 1 pick, or number 2 pick, whatever they
One.
Yeah, and so look, the other guy that I love, I'm going to go with Mendoza. Just because he's clearly the best quarterback in this class. I don't think this is a great quarterback draft.
Yeah.
And so that scares me a little bit because is Mendoza a generational talent or is he just better than all the other quarterbacks in this class, but they're not very good?
Yeah.
And so I'm a little nervous about, lock, stock, and barrel going all in on Mendoza. But I do think he's got what it takes to be great in this league, and I love his mentality and his attitude.
Yeah.
The second guy that I love, and I was high on Tet McMillan last year, if you remember, Paulie, and I hit a home run on that, and Carolina did too, is Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. I love Kenyon Sadiq. I look at some of the tight ends in the league, and I feel like the best tight ends in the league are all aging, and he's a versatile guy. And we did see in Atlanta, they picked up the 5th-year option on Pitts, but Pitts was drafted, what was he, top 12, top 15? And he never really became a superstar. And so I think that the trajectory for a guy like Sadiq, if he can do what our boy down in Arizona with the Cardinals are doing by year 3 or year 4, I think I can hit a home run on this guy. I think this guy's going to be, he's fast for his size. And he runs like a receiver, but he's built like a tight end. Like, he's one of those freaks of nature. So Kenyon Sadiq and Fernando Mendoza, I think, are the 2 offensive players that stand out to me that are absolute home runs in the first round. The other guy I think we both would probably agree upon is the top running back that will be taken in this draft class. Everybody's raving about Love.
Yeah. I think they
say he's the best athlete. He's the best fast. Oh my gosh, his 40 time is blazing.
4.36.
His game speed is even more incredible than his 40 time.
Yep. His relative athletic score was a 96, so really high score there at the combine. Had great on-field production as well. So I think that he's close to a can't miss as you can get as well at the running back position. I don't see him being a Trent Richardson or somebody like that. If you draft him high, you're getting a good one. I'm
intrigued by the receivers too. Of the receivers, Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate.
I think Tyson's the best one. He just has the injury concerns.
Yeah. Some people are saying he's the best wide receiver in this class because of the explosive quickness and his technical route running. They love that about him.
Yeah. Everyone just talks about Tate has great hands, but he runs
downfield ability is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His hands are his best attribute, and as a receiver, hands are great. You got to catch the ball first, I understand, but you need the speed, the breakaway speed, the cuts, the stuff that Tyson can do great. So I think Tate, he's a good receiver, and a lot of good ones come from Ohio State, but I got a little more belief in Tyson's explosive ability.
The defensive guy that I love, and I wish Seattle could draft him right now, I don't know if he'll fall to 32. I highly doubt it, is Delane Mansour.
Yeah.
The cornerback from LSU. I think this guy, he's not as tall on the cornerback side of things. He's only 6 foot, 190 pounds. But pass breakups, had a bunch of them at LSU. Pretty good. I think he had, 8 career interceptions at LSU. I think this guy's going to turn into a really good cornerback. He's another guy I'm sneaky high on in this year's draft. Draft on Thursday, first round. It is coming right up. Raiders are on the clock 1. Jets are on the clock number 2. Then Arizona and Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. You got the Giants at 5, and then they just traded for the 10th pick. You have 6 teams with 2 first-round draft picks. 6 teams. Cowboys, Jets, Cardinals, Giants, 2 other ones. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I was looking at that yesterday. All right, hour 1 in the books. Hour 2 coming up when we come back, and we're loaded. Coach Reed Seacrest going to drop by the show, plus much, much more. It is The Drive. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is the Drive Hour 2 on a terrific Tuesday. Coming at you from the Findlay Hyundai Studios. I'm Devin Dixon. He's Paulie Ratliff, and we are rocking into Hour 2. And big day today.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for about 7:30 tonight. 7 o'clock tonight. Snow Canyon Crimson rematch of the state championship baseball. Best of 3 series last spring at Bruce Hurst Field. We'll have it for you tonight. It's our Boulevard Home Game of the Week. Coach Sechrist will be stopping by. We'll get his thoughts on the season so far and the matchup tonight. He'll be jumping on the phone with us here in 20 minutes, about 8:20. If you want a little more insight onto that game, you'll get it from the Skip himself coming up in just a few minutes. And then we're going to do some Name That Price this hour. And we're going to get you a good preview of the Knights and the Mammoth game 2 tonight from down in Las Vegas. You fired up. That game's a 7:30 Mountain drop of the puck.
Should be great.
Let's get you some of the other headlines. Right now, let's check in what's trending. We'll start with some of the things we started the show with. If you tuned in and missed the start of the show, we led with this. Utah Tech baseball, Paulie, winning over BYU 9-4 last night. That is their third big Division I win in baseball. They've beaten UNLV, Washington State, and now BYU, as they have 27 wins this season.
Very impressive.
Huge game for a number of guys last night. Finnegan Stewart goes 2 for 4. Miller Durham goes 1 for 4, but he hits a 3-run home run in the game.
Yeah, that was a big shot.
Big shot to Oppo Field.
Yeah.
Hudson Manwaring 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. He was kind of the table setter.
And how about Petey Soto Jr. going 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI? And he made a couple flashy web gems defensively at shortstop.
Definitely did.
9-4. Luke Anderson, former Region 9 player, did have an RBI. I think it was probably a sac fly or a fielder's choice RBI. Bryker Herdsman goes 1 for 4. Ridge Erickson goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. So between Petey and some of these BYU players, you had at least 8 Region 9 players between these two rosters.
Yeah.
Now, Tank Kelly didn't pitch. Brock Roundy didn't pitch. Kason Bell didn't pitch for BYU. So that some of the pitchers didn't play last night, but still kind of fun to have a bunch of Region 9 dudes on the same field last night.
Yeah, that is cool. And it was a big win for Utah Tech getting that one out there against BYU. BYU, a good, middle-of-the-road Big 12 team. So anytime you can stack up against an upper conference and win, that's pretty cool. So big win for Utah Tech.
Yeah. Let's see. Here is the home run for Miller Durham from last night. And this one is off. Strong transition here. This is what I want. Here we go. This is a big one last night in the 9-4 win for the Blazers. Yeah, I mean, I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
Trailblazers lead by a touchdown. Thank you. I think who is that? Dave McCann on the call? Big win. Big win for Tech. The other big headline, story 2 in our top 8 at 8, is Utah Tech has a new basketball coach for the women's team. And introductory press conference scheduled for 1:30. I've never met the new coach, but I will be stopping by the presser today. And looking forward to meeting the brand new coach, Adam Wardenberg.
Yes.
Adam Wardenberg was recently the assistant coach at Air Force Academy out in Colorado Springs, had stops at UVU and SVU, and among others, graduate of Utah State. He will be the new coach taking over for J.D. Gustin, who was... JD's contract run out, or was he just not renewed, or did they actually fire him?
I don't think let me look on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the terminology, but obviously we know Coach Wardenberg is coming in. The quotes from Coach Athletic Director Ken Beazer and from Coach Wardenberg are what you expect. A lot of excitement on both sides right now after a new hire. He said they're going to have a fun brand of basketball and they're going to get to work. He was credited with a sneaky good zone defense. And bench points out at Air Force that were top in the conference and top 10 in the country.
Yeah. The 25-6 season was JD's last in his contract.
Yeah. So just didn't renewed.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad year.
It was.
So, if he has a winning season, he's probably back. But it was a train wreck for the Utah Tech women's season. We hardly talked about them. They didn't win very many games.
No, not at all.
So
this was a change that needed to be made, and it's done now. And welcome, Coach Wardenberg.
Story number 3, Knights Mammoth tonight, game 2 in the best of 7. What's on your mind? Give us a quick thought or two on maybe what do the Mammoth do differently? What do they got to improve upon to try to snatch a win and take away home ice from the Vegas Golden Knights?
Yeah, I think that you've got to and continue to try and use your greatest attribute to your advantage. The Mammoth got to try and find open ice. In the playoffs, there's less time and space, obviously. There's less room to operate. But one guy looked like one of the best players in the playoffs and definitely the best player on the ice the other night, and that was Logan Cooley. I think they need to look to get him more pucks. They need to try and get him out on breakaways, entries where he comes with speed like he did. I'm watching a play where he weaved through 3 Knights and was right at the goal mouth trying to score, but didn't on that play. But it seems as if he is buzzing right now, and he's one player on the Mammoth that has fully embraced the playoff mentality that you got to go hard at every second that you're on the ice. So I think Logan Cooley needs more looks. And just got to get a great performance from Vejmelka tonight. I mean, I was watching a lot of the playoff games throughout this start of the playoffs, and Vladar for the Flyers has stolen 2 games from the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Just standing on his head. It's not like they were scoring 6 goals. I think they won 3-0 last night, 3-2 the other game.
But he's been phenomenal.
But he's been great. He's stolen a lot of goals from the Penguins, expected goals.
And let's be honest. Veggie hasn't been as hot as Hart.
He is not.
Hart came in when Torts took over, and he took that job away from Aiden Hill, and they have not lost in regulation since Hart and Torts hooked up.
And Veggie, a fan
and my
favorite.
good buddy Paul Ratliff always says, what do you need to win in the playoffs?
A hot goalie.
A hot goalie
depth
standing on his
scoring.
head.
Yes, you need a hot goalie. And Vejmelka probably the better goaltender throughout the regular season, but right now, trending not as well, trending a little down. He's a fan favorite in Utah. You always see the Veggie heads in the crowd at the Delta Center. And he is beloved, but he does need to play better tonight.
What is the line? Are the Knights going to be minus 150 on the money line, something like that, since they're on home ice? Or has the odds come down just a little bit, thinking that the Mammoth... Look, they were not... The Mammoth took a lot of hits. What was it, 63 hits?
53, yeah.
53 hits.
Yes.
And they handled that well.
Yeah.
There was some time spent in the box for both teams. It was very chippy in game 1. I expect game 2 to be more of the same, don't you?
I would assume. And, right now, tickets for anyone looking to make the trip tonight on TickPick as low as $64.
Wow.
So you could get into this game very economically. So should be fun.
If we weren't doing the baseball game tonight, I would go down.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that'd be definitely an option.
Knights are minus 150, Mammoth plus 130.
Yes.
One of 4 games tonight, playoff hockey. Montreal is at Tampa. Boston is at Buffalo. How about that win by the Sabres in game 1? Winning 4-3. Furious rally to come back and win. That place was rocking.
They showed a video that really got me laughing whenever the ushers that are the people that scan tickets, when they came down the elevator or like down the escalator, there's all these fans waiting 3 hours before to get in. When the ushers come out of the room down this escalator, the crowd erupts.
They were going nuts.
They just wanted to get in there.
Yeah.
They just wanted to be inside the building.
The other game tonight, Kings trying to even up the series in Colorado against the Avalanche. Story number 5, NBA last night. You had some good playoff games.
Yeah.
Cleveland beat Toronto 115-105. They've got a 2-0 lead. Atlanta beats the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. New York had no timeouts on the final possession, and Atlanta squeaks out the 106-107 1-point victory there.
I think they were down 12 with like 3-4 minutes, something like that. So it was a really big comeback by the Hawks.
And the other upset in the association last night is Minnesota goes to Denver and beats Joker and the Nuggets 119-114.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like to see the Timberwolves. Rudy, he got snubbed for Defensive Player of the Year, but he's playing well, and the Wolves are going to be right in contention. So for this series, at least, I don't know if they're a championship contender, but the Randall, Gobert, Anthony Edwards. I love DiVincenzo. He's one of my guys, but I like this Wolves team. They might be my team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I root for them.
Yeah. McCollum was the villain in that late rally for the Hawks. Huge fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He had 32 points, 6 assists, and you're right. The Knicks were up 14 in the third quarter, and were threatening to pull away, but he got a bunch of critical buckets down the stretch. And then Rudy, I like it when Rudy has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then McDaniel, I think it was McDaniel that said, speaking of Minnesota, that the Nuggets are all bad defenders. So there's the war of words going on as that series is tied up.
Board material.
Hey, give me some compelling first round matchups. I do not mind one bit. Story 7. The PGA Tour has pulled both of their tournaments for 2027 from Hawaii.
Interesting.
They will not be in Hawaii for the first time in 56 years as it moves towards a revamped schedule, and they won't be out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The Century was canceled, if you remember, last January because of the drought on the island of Maui.
Wow.
The grass on the plantation course was dying due to restrictions. There was a dispute with the water rights and the ownership group. Troon Golf actually operates Kapalua plantation course.
I like that. I mean, I like that they're playing in Hawaii, but if they got to take a break, I understand.
Yeah. The Sony Open on Oahu was in the final year of their sponsorship, and it was always, the week after Kapalua since 1999 to help attract players for the 2-week stay out in Hawaii. And the Sony Open is working toward becoming an event to open the PGA Tour Champion season and be packaged with the Mitsubishi Electric Championship on the Big Island. So, yeah, this is kind of a bummer. I'm glad I got to go out to the Century one time. I never made it over to the Sony Open because who knows if and when they'll be back. I mean, eventually you got to believe Hawaii would have an event back, but
I would assume
won't be in 2027.
All right, I got one more for story number 8. How about this? There is a new TV show coming for sports fans. ESPN Jeopardy, sources tell Front Office Sports. The program is expected to air on Hulu and Disney Plus. Will run on TV on ABC, and it will start this summer. And guess who the hosts will be of ESPN Jeopardy?
Chris Berman.
Notable sports figure, not Chris Berman.
Scott Van Pelt.
It is Joe Buck
Joe
is
Buck.
the leading contender to host Sports Jeopardy. It's going to be all dedicated to sports trivia. It aired on Crackle from 2014 through 16 and was hosted by Dan Patrick, but they're reviving it. ESPN Jeopardy is back, and it's going to be on a big network now.
Okay.
ESPN and ABC.
Wow.
I used to love the show Stump the Schwab.
Yeah.
Back on ESPN Classic. It kind of
Sure.
ran on that channel forever. I feel like reruns, and I love that show. So I like this ESPN Jeopardy. I'll probably watch and play along from time to time.
Yep. All right, your bonus balls. Odell Beckham worked out for the Giants. The
Yeah.
33-year-old is eyeing to come back. Wants to play for the Giants again.
Yeah.
Fred Warner's back fully healthy. Cowboys signed their kicker, Brandon Aubrey. He's now the
big
highest
deal.
paid kicker in NFL history. 4-year contract extension, $7 million a year, $20 million guaranteed, plus a signing bonus.
Yeah.
So those were. Wimby was the defensive player of the year. That's what you were alluding to. When Rudy got snubbed.
Yeah.
Wimby gets the defensive player of the year award, which means he won't be the MVP.
Yes.
Doesn't that speak to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more bonus ball. The transfer portal window officially closes tonight at midnight for men's basketball players. This is from Jeff Goodman. There are currently, guess how many entries into the portal?
3,500.
Little less, 2,541. So that will close tonight.
Well, that's taking guys out that have already
yeah,
signed.
probably. Yeah, it is.
Or that's currently how many players are still in there.
Currently 2,541 in the
That's
portal.
not the total?
Not the total. What there are currently.
Okay, because I was going to say, I saw there was over 3,000 at one point. So that's where I was like, there's probably been some more. We're 2 weeks into this thing. You'd think if you're in, you'd be in by now, and you wouldn't wait to the last day unless contract negotiations just fell apart last night. And you got mad and said, I'm out.
And Twitter's blowing up with Utah storyline. So one more bonus ball. Utah State has named their QB1.
Yes.
BYU transfer McKay Hillstead, familiar face in Logan, will lead the Aggies at quarterback this season.
McKay Hillstead giving me whiplash.
Yeah, he's going back and forth.
Bronco wasting no time, though.
Yeah, already naming his guy this early on in spring ball.
I kind of
basically.
like that, though.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
No competition.
I don't hate that. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't bother me.
Anointing a guy. Anointing. I don't know about
There you
that.
go. There you go. All right, that's your top 8 at 8. What's trending? And thank you, Paul. We'll take a break. When we come back, Reed Seacrest, skipper of the Snow Canyon Warriors, stops by the show. We'll get a preview of tonight's rematch of last year's state championship series between the Mustangs of Crimson Cliffs and the Warriors of Snow Canyon. Stick around. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive. Thank you for locking us in, loading us up. Show today brought to you by Prime IV, PrimeIVSTG.com. Go get an IV before your next sporting competition, next track meet, next soccer game, next baseball game, next pickleball tournament, whatever the case might be. PrimeIVSTG.com. Now joining us on the hotline, the skip himself of the Snow Canyon Warriors, the longest tenured coach. He's been coaching at Snow Canyon as long as I've been talking on the radio in St. George. Reed Seacrest joins us. Good morning, Coach. How we doing?
Hey, good morning, Devin. Doing great. How are you?
Oh, man. How's waking up on a Tuesday game day, getting ready for a rematch of the state championship sound to you when I say it out loud?
It sounds great. Sounds great. Glad we have the opportunity to do that. And, can't believe it's already almost the end of April.
I know that we're going to be doing the 4A reveal show on April 30th. I mean, the playoff bracket is going to be out soon, Coach. They're coming at you fast and furious with this condensed schedule, playing 3, sometimes 4 games in a week. Bring us up to speed. You got to be pretty happy with what your team has accomplished so far. I know you've got a lot of unfinished business and you haven't accomplished any of your goals yet, but you got to be at least excited of where your team is at going into tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're doing some really good things. They've set some goals early in the year. We went over those goals last night with them, and they're all real close to where they want to be. So pretty happy with what's going on right now here, no doubt about it. And they've just been playing real well, so we just got to keep that going. Obviously, we know we have 2 tough opponents at the end of the schedule with Crimson and then Cedar, but it's going to be a fun 4 games here, so we got to start worrying about the first one today, though, no doubt about it.
Coach, as we enter the stretch run, I've been really impressed with your team's ability to win in a multitude of ways. You know, you can do the small ball route, get them on, get them over, get them in, or you can mash. You got 3 guys in Kelsch, Hansen, and Vaughn that total 18 home runs. Talk about your team's ability to just win at whatever it takes.
Yeah, well, no doubt about it. I mean, that's kind of what I've noticed the last month or so, is that they the will to win is always there, no matter what happens. We played some games where we haven't been that sharp in the first inning and given up a lot of runs, and it's almost like, it's all right because we're going to go out and score a bunch, and we end up doing that and playing well the rest of the game or whatever. So they don't really get down on themselves, and obviously, having those 3 guys in the middle of the lineup are huge, and they've just always done it. It's always been a good thing. Last year all 3 were starters and had done a great job for us there. So it's just nice for them to all 3 have good senior seasons.
Coach Seacrest, our guest here. Coach, since you lost to Dixie in the, I think it was the 2nd region game, you've won 6 region games in a row. And if people don't remember, that was the game where there was, the bat flip and Cade got ejected, and then you challenged it and you got ejected. I mean, that, looking back, kind of serves as some motivation because you guys have kind of played incredible ball since then. I know you did play Bishop Gorman out of region in that stint and lost to them, but other than that, your team has played almost flawless.
Yeah, that was a crazy night, obviously, and I was pretty happy with the way our guys responded, even in that game, to put themselves in the situation to win that thing at the very end, and you got to be happy about that. So that's kind of what I talk about, is that the will to win is that they have that they're never down, that they're never out, and they just want to keep coming back and doing whatever they can. But that night was crazy, and we've really played well since then. So it's just got to keep on a roll, for no doubt about it. But it's baseball, so anything can happen anytime. So we got to make sure we're ready for tonight and get after the Mustangs.
Yeah, after that 13-11 loss in extra innings, beat Dixie the next night 8-1, swept Desert Hills, including a 5-4 extra inning win for your team over there. That seems like a big win looking back. Took care of Pineview in both those games, and now Crimson. When the schedule came out, Coach, and you saw Crimson second to last on your schedule, did you like where that fell for your club?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously the program over there is awesome. Justin does such a great job with them. And then to be able to play them going into the state tournament, I feel like, we're playing 2 of the best programs this year in the last 4 games. And so that's good for us because it really tells us kind of where we're at, what we need to work on, and also have that kind of high intensity playoff game at the end. So yeah, when you see Crimson at the end, that's always fun. It's always one you get excited about, and so we're glad that that's there for us, really.
Coach, are you surprised Cedar has done as well as they have this year? Is that the big surprise in the region for everybody with what Coach Larson's been able to do with that group of kids up there? They're sitting there at 5-3 in region, Crimson 6-2, and you guys, of course, leading region standings at 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, that no doubt. And they played in our March tournament, and they didn't look so good. I mean, they really didn't. And then Coach Larson got them going, and I'm really good friends with those guys. So we talked about some of the things that they had to do, and obviously he's doing those things, and they've really turned it around. So that's not an easy one for sure.
Coach, is the parity top to bottom, like any given night, like you got to bring your A game to the ballpark? I know Hurricanes 2-8 this year, but they didn't win a region game last year, and they played Crimson to a 1-run game last week, and Dixie's got to win over you, and they're only 2-6 right now, and they've got some good players on a team like Weston Gilmore and company. So Pineview's 3-5, Desert Hills is sitting at 5-5. Like top to bottom, like any given night, size up the region this year. We know it's always so tough in baseball, and we haven't had anybody outside of Region 9 win a state championship since Grantsville in 2013. But this year, the parity is certainly there from my perspective.
Oh, you're right on. You're right on. I mean, this is probably the toughest I've seen the region be, where it's really top to bottom. Any given night, someone can win, and so it's important to come out every night and be ready, respect your opponent, and be ready to go as soon as you hit the field. So. Because you're right. I mean, I don't think anything's an easy thing. And if any of us end up playing each other in that 3-game series, that's going to be a battle no matter who's playing who. So anything could go any way. I mean, even I think Dixie's tough, and they could end up, making a move. We all know how good Desert Hills is, and they could, do some damage in the playoffs. And I don't really know if it matters where you finish in this region. It depends on how well you're playing in May.
Coach, obviously a staple of the Snow Canyon program has been your pitching staffs, just names that I can recall off the top of my head, like Jackson Kirby, Andrew Lyon, Micaiah Swenson, just so many guys that have made up good rotations for you. Do you see Beck and Esplin having the makings of a championship rotation?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's definitely Esplin's 5-0, and I mean, that kid just bumps the strike zones and, just competes like no other. So it's awesome having him out there. And, obviously Zach has got really good stuff. He needs to rely on a little bit more. But, I mean, when you look at our pitching staff, it's deep. You mentioned those two guys, but then you go on to Trent Chris and Trey Vaughn and Bridger Larson and Jagger Magavaro and his brother Braden. And it just continues to there's dudes that can come in and throw and get things done. PJ Hancock. So, I mean, I like the depth of this staff. I wouldn't say there's a guy that's just going to come out and shut you down, but there's guys that can pitch. And if you're not ready to hit, obviously they're going to get you out. And the defense behind them has been pretty solid. So we're excited kind of where we're at. We like the depth of our staff. We just need to control maybe, I don't know, the strike zone a little bit better. I think we walked too many guys, but I think that's just high school baseball. So,
Coach, it seems like every week you've got a new superstar. Like, hey, it's my turn to hit 800 this week, Coach. I got you this week. And then the next week it's a different player that hits 700 for you or pitches a gym. Like, you've got gamers that just seemingly step up at the right time, whether it's Trayvon or if it's Larson or if it's Hancock. Coach, talk about Hancock last week. He had an incredible week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, couple double, I think 3 doubles and a homer, 9 RBIs. I mean, he just really came in solid in that 6th spot, right? And that's great, when you got guys like Kelsch, Vaughn, Hanson doing their thing, and then you got PJ behind them doing it. But even as good as PJ was, Bridger Larson was solid last week as well, and had some big hits for us. And top to bottom, I love this lineup. I think it's solid. I mean, even Jagger Magavaro's our number 9 hitter, but that kid will hit the top of the order, for sure next year. So it's not something that I don't think pitching staffs like to see. There's not really an easy out in the lineup. And, we even got some guys that can come off the bench and swing it well, too. So it's pretty solid top to bottom. That's good for us for sure.
Batting average, the best in the region, a team batting average of 366, Coach. You got to love that number. Do you remember over the 20-plus years you've been skipping over there at SC what your best team batting average was at the end of a season? Do you have that number on the top of your mental lobe this morning? I know it's early.
Oh, I should know that, but I think that we had a team that hit around 380 or something, 377 if I'm thinking right. So, I mean, these guys are right there with them, no doubt.
Yeah. Yep. Trey Vaughn's hitting 522 right now, Coach. I mean, 522. That's ridiculously good.
Yeah, that's huge. You got to love that when a senior can step up, and because a lot of times some seniors, they have a little lull because they put so much pressure on themselves to come through and do some stuff, and I haven't seen that with him. It's just kind of, hey, this is me, this is what I do, and it's been the same, and it's been consistent through his whole 4 years here, really.
Yeah. Cade, another senior, hitting 500, and those two combining for 12 dingers. Trey's got 7, Cade's got 5. I mean, oh, my goodness. It's going to be fun tonight over there.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to coach, for sure. That's my style of play. You all know that, so it's good to have those guys just in the middle of the lineup banging it.
I know you and Justin, you kind of, he's giving you credit. You gave him a shot as an assistant coach when he was just getting started in coaching after his playing days were done. I know there's some mutual respect and friendship there. What's it like playing him for the first time since losing to him after a state championship, though, Coach? Is there any love lost tonight?
Well, once we hit the field, it's on. But no, he's a good man and does a great job over there. And I'd love to have kept him here, no doubt about it. I know their program probably wouldn't be the way it is if he wasn't there. So, I mean, love the guy to death, but obviously love to beat him all the time. And I joke with him all the time, tell him he needs to understand what it feels like to lose a state championship. So one of these times we're going to get him, and he can go home that night feeling that way instead of me 3 times we played him. So anyway, but it's kind of fun.
Well, you still have more rings. Don't you still have one more ring than him, Coach? How many titles do you have?
Yeah, I have 2 more rings than him. So
you have 4.
So,
five.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
So I've got 5, and yep. So yeah, so I'm still ahead, but he's 3-0 in the state championship. So
that's true.
You gotta have that one feeling of defeat, don't you?
Yeah, get you hungry again. I see where you're coming from, but he
makes
doesn't.
Victory sweeter when you feel that agony of defeat.
If he coaches as long as you have, Coach, I'll go out on a limb and say he will at some point. I mean, I mean that in the nicest way. But when you do it as long as things are out of your control sometimes, and kids are going to make plays, and some days they're just not. Baseball, you fail more in baseball than you succeed. One sport.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just need him to make sure he gets that defeat against me. That would be good. Because when I'm done here coaching, and he's still coaching, I hope he keeps winning.
There you go.
Except when he plays the Warriors, I'll still be cheering for these guys. So it'll be crazy.
Are you going to announce who you're starting tonight? Or are you keeping that mum before tonight's game?
No, I mean, it's pretty much set up the way it is, and it's back tonight here at home, and we're excited for him to take the mound and get it done. I mean, he had a pretty good game last week against Pineview, settled in after an inning, and ended up throwing to where we 10-run them in 5. So, it'll be back tonight here, and then probably Trent Chris tomorrow at their place. I don't see anything different than that. So
love it. I love it. Hey, best on best. Let's see how it goes down, and we'll be there tonight, Coach. And I'll see you over there running the wire from your office over to our Ethernet booth. So we'll see you pregame. And as always, thanks for hopping on with us and talking some Snow Canyon Warrior baseball.
Sounds great. And I'll try to stay out of your stream tonight with stay in the dugout.
Oh, well, if it wouldn't have been a balk, it would have been an epic moment there, wouldn't it have? Because we would have had that celebration actually count.
Yes.
It would have been. I mean, yeah, I can't even start. I need to stop talking.
All right, Coach. We'll see you over there tonight. Good
Appreciate
luck.
all you guys do. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Reed Seacrest, everybody. Snow Canyon head coach live with us here on The Drive. Got to take a break. We'll be right back. 7 o'clock, though. You're not going to want to miss this game tonight. Get to the park, or you can watch it on our YouTube, or you can listen to it right here on the Fan Sports Network. Hey, welcome back, everybody. What's going on a Tuesday? Show today brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Appreciate our friends at Game Day Men's Health. They make it easy for guys out there to look and feel their best with man cave environment, great staff, in-house T-test with your results back. Yes, results back in 15 minutes
or less. You need to know your T levels, especially guys that are getting up over 40, 45, 50 and older. If you've never had your T levels tested, all you got to do is stop on by Game Day Men Health for that free T test and consultation. They're going to give you a free vitamin shot. You can get a vitamin D shot, a B12 shot, glutathione shot. That's complimentary right now. And hey, if you need TRT replacement therapy, and you want to increase your testosterone as you age, it declines, more energy, help you lose weight, help you get in the gym again, give you all those good things your body needs. TRT, and especially if you're clinically low. And I take my product from Game Day Men's Health. You can get over there and get that free T test, free vitamin shot. If you sign up with them after that, if you get your T levels, and if you decide you want to get on it every month, then they'll give you a month of vitamin shots for free with signups. That's their April special going on right now. So take advantage of that. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/St. George, or you can always call or text for the hotline. And
love it.
Paulie's all fired up.
I'm fired up.
What are you all fired up about?
I got Michael getting me another cup of coffee.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
I'm excited.
I love that. I'm excited for you, buddy. That's what you need, another cup of coffee.
Yes.
Reclaim your game. Call Game Day Men's Health 435-265-4223 for your free T test. Results in 15 minutes. And a free vitamin shot, 435-265-4223. Give them a call right now. All right, name that price.
Yes.
I've been teeing this up.
I like
Paul,
this.
you're on the hot seat tonight.
All right, I'm on the hot
We got a lot
seat.
of playoff games going on right now.
Yeah, we do.
All right, a lot of playoff games going on. Did a little research. All via StubHub. I didn't cross-check with Tick Picks or Razor Gator or SeatGeek.
Razor Gator, is that a real one?
Yeah. Well, there's a million ticket sites out there.
Okay.
Pretty sure there's one called Razor Gator, isn't there?
I've never heard
You've
of
never
that.
heard of Razor Gator?
No. Let me look them up real quick. Razor Gator.
Wow. I could be wrong on
Razor
this.
Gator tickets. You're right.
You never heard of that one?
Never heard of those
I
fellas.
must have bought them once upon a time from them or something. I don't know. This is all via StubHub, though.
All right,
to
StubHub.
to keep the segment, cohesive,
Yes.
congruent.
All right.
Vegas Golden Knights, Utah Mammoth.
Okay. Tonight. So it's T-Mobile.
Name the price
Game 2.
of a ticket off StubHub.
StubHub. I will say $79.
You're too low on StubHub's more. I know you can probably go to other sites and get less.
Okay.
$176. You're off of $100.
Wow, that's
Paulie.
quite a bit. StubHub. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus the fees, they get you.
Oh, they get you hard there.
Yeah.
All right. 170 what? 6?
176.
All right.
Yep. All right. Miami Grand Prix.
Oh, the F1.
Yep. The Miami
Wow,
Grand. This is a 3-day campus pass, just general admission to be there for 3 days.
3 days.
It's not club seating. It's not
well,
VIP
it's 3 days
seating.
though. 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah. I think I value
Campus
each
pass.
day. I'd value
GA.
each day at about GA. I'd value each day about $400. I'm going to say that's a $1,200 ticket.
You are too high.
Too high.
The general admission campus 3-day pass in Miami for the Grand Prix is $837.
Okay, not too much higher, but a little higher.
Yeah.
Fourth higher.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next one.
Tampa Bay Lightning at the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh,
Game
the Habs.
3.
Yes, the Bell Center.
The Bell Center.
They love their hockey in Montreal. It's a big building, though, big barn. $112.
You're too low.
Too low.
$294.
All right. Those Habs
excited.
fans packing it, baby.
Yep, they're excited.
All right,
let's
let's
go
go
to
to the next
let's go to Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Well, this one might be in Atlanta actually. No, this is Game 5 back in Madison Square
Back
Garden.
in Madison. Okay,
Yeah.
Game 5.
I want to
Prices
see what
up
they go in
every
the Garden in
game.
New York. Yeah. Right now, though, today for Game 5, name that price for one ticket.
I think it is.
One
We'll
ticket.
go with one ticket. I think it'll be
You should get
$350.
Okay. All right. Ding, 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 ding. I'll
All
give you that.
right. We'll take
383. That's the closest.
383.
That's the
All
closest
right.
you've been
How
so
about
far.
that?
Yeah, 383.
All right. I got
To get
one,
into the-
basically.
The
I
historic
say $50 or less.
confines
it's
of
a winner.
Madison Square Garden.
Okay, so I'm one for 3 now. So let's keep going.
All right,
1 for 4 maybe.
2 more.
Okay.
United States versus Paraguay, SoFi Stadium, June 12th.
This is soccer,
This is World Cup.
World Cup.
USA versus Paraguay.
Wow.
Pool play.
Pool play.
SoFi Stadium.
Yes. I don't
In
think the
Inglewood.
World Cup has not been on U.S. soil in a while, hasn't it?
Correct.
Been some time. So I feel like there's anticipation for this.
Yeah, there's
I feel like there's
hype.
There's eagerness.
I've been invited to go by
buy.
multiple people.
Yes, I feel like this will be, but it is soccer, not a very popular sport in the U.S.
You obviously have no kids, bro.
Well, I mean, the MLS.
Have you
is
been
like
around
the
the
least
soccer
popular
fields?
pro sports league.
I'm a soccer dad, and that is blasphemy around here.
I'm talking about MLS soccer. When's the last
The
time
only
you
thing
tuned that
crazier
in?
than soccer is baseball and cheer and dance in Utah. Come on
Okay,
now.
I'm talking
Soccer
about
is huge in this
the
state.
pro level. I'm talking about
Oh,
the
you're
pro
talking
level.
pro level?
Yes.
Man, I just went to a Real Salt Lake MLS game. It was packed. They play Inter Miami tomorrow night. They're 5-1-1. Like, what do you want?
All right.
What do you want?
I'd like to know how many.
You realize soccer's bigger is football
it's the
worldwide.
worldwide biggest game. I
You
understand.
realize the Super Bowl gets, if they get 30 million, Premier League and some of these World Cup games are going to get 200 million viewers. You realize
Yes.
that worldwide, that soccer
That's
is king, right?
It's not king here though.
Okay.
So I think
All right.
World Cup is probably $400.
You are way too low, sir.
Okay.
It is the cheapest to get into the Paraguay United States game in SoFi is $1,107.
Wow, that's a lot.
You suck at this game today. All right, redeem yourself.
All right, here we go.
ACDC Allegiant Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Cheapest ticket
All right.
on StubHub.
Big barn. StubHub's throwing me off here. I normally use TickPick, so this is getting me a little bit. They're a little higher, so I'm going to slant higher. I'm going to say
Oh.
225.
Nope, 135.
Oh man, I'm getting hosed
Yeah.
today.
You win nothing. Let's
I
give him a
got
round.
one. I got one.
Give him a round of applause for
Yeah.
his efforts, but you win jack diddly nothing. And name that price today. You
I
had
like
one
that.
within $50.
Yes, I was
one for
$30
six.
away on one.
1 for 6.
1 for 6.
1 for 6. All right, final break. We'll come back. We'll get you
Final
ready for
break.
Knight's Mammoth Game 2 tonight. Final thoughts on Snow Canyon, Crimson, plus we'll tell you the other local sporting events going on around town. Stick around. Yep, we're back. Final segment on a Tuesday. Great show. Great show today. Show recap. If you joined us late, spent the first part of the show talking about Utah Tech's win over BYU in baseball last night. 27 wins now for the Blazers and Coach Fatenauer. They have 4 guys with multi-hit games. Again, last night. Just an incredible stretch here where they've got out to the lead in the WAC standings, and they've got 3 big wins over Washington State, UNLV, and now BYU. And they still have Utah, who dodged the road game at the Bruce Hurst Field, that they'll play early part of May up in Salt Lake City. So how big would that be for strength of schedule and seeding and potential regional or super regional to have another win over a school like Utah for Utah Tech? We also announced Adam Wardenberg, the new women's basketball coach at Utah Tech. We'll be going to the press conference over there today at 1:30, and I've never met Coach Wardenberg, but excited to see him and hear from him, and we'll get him lined up to drop by the show here really soon. And then had Reed Seacrest previewing our Boulevard Home Game of the Week tonight. Who will be the Findlay Subaru star of the game? Who will make the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game? You'll have to tune in to find out. 7 o'clock first pitch. It's Snow Canyon hosting Crimson. That is a rematch of the best of 3 championship series at the Bruce last year. We did talk a little bit of NBA, some other news and notes when we hit some headlines, but we haven't really got in depth on Knights Mammoth tonight. So let's finish up this show with a little game 2 preview, Paulie. What to expect tonight? Hey, the best player statistically wise on the ice was Sissons for the Knights. What do you have, an assist and a goal?
He had a goal. Yeah, I didn't know he had an assist. I guess he did. Okay.
I don't know. But I mean, all right. Maybe it was a secondary assist. I don't know if it counted in the stats.
It counts. Secondaries count for sure.
I thought he was great. I mean, but you'd think it would be Mark Stone or it would be Jack Eichel or Mitch Marner.
Sissons. Let me take a look at him. He had a point.
Thought he had 2 points.
And an assist. He had a goal and an assist. 3 shots. 2 points.
Thank you.
Good for him.
Where'd that guy come from? Nashville?
Colton Sissons. I think he was a draft pick.
Was he a Predator? No, I don't think he was one of our draft picks, was he? Man, I can't remember. I thought he came over from the Predators, but I could be wrong on that. Regardless, he was good.
Yeah.
Cooley did score, but Keller didn't really do anything. And that top line for Utah gave up 3 goals and didn't score a goal in the game 1 loss with the Knights winning 4-2. That top line's got to play better tonight for the Mammoth.
Yeah, it does. Keller, who's the captain, you kind of follow by example. Your captain kind of leads you in more ways than one on and off the ice. And Keller didn't have his best game in game 1, realistically. I think he needs to play much better, lead by example. I know he's not a vocal guy. He's not really a rah-rah guy, but on the ice, he kind of sets the example for the rest of the Mammoths. So I think he's got to play much better tonight if they're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dowd, who him and Stone scored within a minute 47 of each other in the third period to mount the comeback and win.
Yeah.
Carter Hart, of course, 31 saves. That's a lot of saves. I mean, Dowd was talking to the media, and he said it's hard to score goals. It's hard to get shots. This is playoff hockey, and you see it throughout the league right now. Shots are low in a lot of the games out there.
A lot of things that happen a lot more in regular season games, time and space, power plays, stuff like that.
And some nights you're going to get rewarded, and some nights you're just not.
Yeah, and the Dowd goal was an example of going to a tough area and getting a redirection. Those are the places the Mammoth weren't really in, the greasy areas below the goal line, in the slot, in the crease. Like, they just weren't really in those areas in game 1. So they were trying to play a finesse, pretty game, and the Knights hit the hell out of them. They had 52. Or 53, and the Mammoth were somewhere in the 30s with hits. So they didn't match up physically in their game 1. So we'll see if they're ready and they take in the playoff hockey environment a little more.
Yeah. Look, can the Knights keep the pressure on Utah? A high amount of hits. The Mammoth were 29-2-2 when leading after 2 periods this year, Paulie.
Yeah.
But the Golden Knights handed them that rare third period loss to open up the series. And You know, I don't know if Vegas should try to intimidate Utah because I felt like they tried to intimidate Utah and it didn't really work. With even as many hits as they had, Utah was not backing down. They were not intimidated. Should be fun. Pick tonight?
I'm going to go Vegas tonight.
Vegas, and then Utah gets back in the series at home. You guys, it's been fun. We'll see you tonight for high school baseball. Have a good one, everybody.